Hello, we're the Board Buds, and today we're going to be talking about Artistry from Dux Somnium Studios. In this game, you collect resources from a central market grid using patterns on your artisan cards, and then spend those resources to purchase various works of art to potentially upgrade your artisans and score points. The game stops when the first player reaches 20 points, I think, something like that. And then you finish out that current round, and whoever has the most points after that is the winner. It's for 1 to 4 players, and it's usually taken us around an hour to play, I think.
Yeah.
No more than that. So, what are your initial thoughts?
I like the game a lot. I mostly just like that it's a very pretty game. The art itself is very well done.
I think the art is all public domain stuff from what I've seen. I mostly don't really care for it. I think it's kind of boring and uninteresting looking for the most part.
I disagree. I like the art a lot. I also like that all the artists' cards, artisan cards, are all females. Because usually it tends to be more male characters in games or a mix of male and female. So it's kind of nice that it's all female cards, I feel.
Yeah, there are 5, I think, different disciplines of art, like metal workers and tailors and such. And they each have 3 levels. There's an apprentice, a journeywoman, and a master. And there's a different artwork for each of those, and they are all women.
Yeah.
Each of those has a different pattern which you use to collect your tiles from the board. It's a lot like Rome from Ryan Lockett, which you've not played, but the patterns seem very reminiscent of that game, though you're not really using them to do a similar thing at all. Did you like the way the patterns worked and everything? Was that a fun puzzle, do you think?
Yeah, I like the patterns, and I like that you get more tiles as you move up. Like the apprentice, you get 2, and then what is it next? Journeywoman, you get 3, and which is kind of nice. And I like, what are the extra cards that you can get?
The inspiration cards.
Yeah, I like that those can help you as well.
So those are cards that if you take the last of a specific any given resource from the board in a round, if the inspiration card on display matches that resource, you can claim it, and they are all worth a point at the end of the game, and then also give you usually once per round ability, but sometimes it's also a passive ability, I think, that just is always in effect.
Yeah, I think it depends on what it is.
Most of them seem to be once per round things, though, like take any 1 tile off the board or add a tile to the board and things like that. They seem really strong, and I think you have to make sure to not set people up to get those and let the same person get all of them, or that person is definitely going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like that they seemed really strong, or would you rather them not be as strong? Because I feel like they're required to win pretty much.
I like that they're strong, because that way you kind of have to keep an eye on them and try to either get some yourself or not let the other person get them all, or stop them from using them as much. Pay attention to them, basically.
Yeah, I thought they made it a little more strategic in the decisions to what tiles to take off the board, so you didn't set someone up to be able to just get one of those. So then when you get all the resources, you can buy cards from a card market at the bottom, which are again in the 5 different types of art. And when you get multiple of those, that's how you upgrade your artisans from apprentices on up. I know you don't like that we start with an artisan, but they don't count as one of the 2 you need to upgrade to the journeywoman. So if you start with a metalworker, metalsmith, whatever the word they use, you need to get two additional
yeah,
metalsmith cards to
get
upgrade.
to Journeywoman.
Because the or the apprentice themselves doesn't count, and it's slightly confusing because not really, but it kind of feels like it should count as one, though I don't know why really.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know. It's frustrating because you feel like you have that card and you get another one. You should be able to upgrade, and you can't.
Because your artisan's not a work of art.
I know, but you already have that, so it feels like you should be able to upgrade.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But that's not a big deal, just a minor thing that we ran into a bunch most times we played, I think.
Yes.
I will say I think masters are kind of not worth it to get.
No, I don't know. I feel like they help.
They take a lot to get to, and
They
the
do
game's
take a lot.
pretty much over by then, and I
Yeah.
think you're only going to get like one round out of them. And I think the way that the scoring works, it's more productive to try to get multiple journeywomen than focus on one master. How do you feel about that?
I think when it's just the two of us, it's not worth it. But I think when we played with like a third person, it might have been more worth it.
I know.
We had more time.
Did we have more time?
I felt like it took more time with the third person.
It doesn't go more rounds or to a higher score or anything. But I guess maybe each round you get less points because there's each person isn't scoring as much per round.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think multiple people did get masters when we played with 4 people, and when we play with just the 2 of us, we usually don't get any masters, I think.
I think that's when it mattered more.
Guess we can talk about the components a little bit. We have the deluxe edition, so I don't know what the regular one looks like in comparison, but this one is very nice. The board is kind of like set in a thick piece of wood, I guess.
Yeah, it's a nice like wooden board.
There's like a wooden frame to the board, and the board itself where the market tiles sit is dual layer. So the tiles sit in it nicely and don't slide around or anything.
Yeah.
And the cards and everything seem like good quality too.
Yeah, the tiles are very nice too. The only issue I have with
tiles are very nice.
The coloring of some of the pieces, the colors are, some of the colors, like the purple is different, but there's like a blue and a green, I think, that are like a very similar blue-green that it's hard to tell apart sometimes.
Yeah, the tiles, the acrylic tiles themselves, they're just like square acrylic tiles, similar to like an Azul or something. But they look pretty different for the most part.
Yeah.
But on the cards that are indicating what colors you need for certain things, they're pretty hard to tell apart. And they do have a symbol on them, so you can look at that. But the symbol's also kind of the same color as the tile for the most part, just slightly lighter usually. So it can be a little hard to tell what you're dealing with there. That's a good point.
Yeah, you have to kind of pay attention to that because it does get a little confusing if you're not paying attention.
Anything else you want to talk about before we get into scores?
I don't think so.
You want to start us off? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
I think probably going to come in at a 7 on this. I have a good time with it, and it's pretty quick. I think you get to make fun decisions throughout that feel like they matter. Some downsides, it's a little random with what inspiration cards come up and if they're going to be this, because they're only for certain colors, so if you don't get one that comes out at the right time for you, that can suck. Also, the market tends to be, if you're trying to get sets of a certain style of artwork and those just don't come up, that can feel bad. Not a huge deal because it's quick and people are usually buying cards consistently, so it cycles quite a bit. But 7 for me. It's a fun game. Not a favorite, but I'm never sad to play it and enjoy it every time. Your turn now.
I'd probably go like an 8 out of 10 for me. I think I enjoy it a little more than you because it's like something the two of us can play easily together too, that like is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And like I said, I enjoy the art a lot, and I don't know. It's just an easy to play game, I think, too.
it is easy to just get it out and play it.
Yeah.
We're not confused about the rules. There's not a lot going on there. We don't really have to stop to look things up at all or anything like that.
Which I think is kind of nice sometimes when you just want something to play and you're like, we'll just play this because it's nice and easy and we know how to play it. And
yeah, that's true. And I don't think it's something I'll really forget how to play. The rule set's simple enough that unless we go like a year without playing it, I'll probably remember what we're doing. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, so that was Artistry. Bye.